All right. Well, I did not feel right in my head today. I still don't. I'm going to go night-night with a bad headache. But let's talk about it. SOS. Did I grab this last night? No, I did not. I didn't feel right today. SOS is a classic one and done, but did get up there. And I thought that it would fall down harder. So it is purported to be an emergency services company. And so it ran with the DGLY and the RAP and the LLLI that ran yesterday when there were riots in the Capitol. I don't know if you heard about that. And I thought it was on my watch. It poked during extended hours, and so I put it on my watch list last night. And then this morning, it of course fell down. And like I said, I was out of it, so I didn't take advantage of this peak here. I did anticipate that it would fall down. I anticipate that it will fall further. However, I like my profits, so what I did was I waited for this push. 11:17, I guess, is when I got it. So 11:17. Oh, the puts were still pretty expensive in here because they tend to kind of lag behind the stock's movement. So when it came up, I put an order in, and yeah, this one I wound up with 3 different puts on. So I grabbed some here, and then it pulled back, and then it pushed. And let's see, when did I add? 12:51? Wow. So I must have waited a little while into this push for the price to come down. And then I added into this push, and they were $3 puts. $2.50. They didn't have $3. So they were $2.50 puts, and I averaged down into here, and then I sold them in here. I sold them at $3.55. What? That's not right. End of the day? Oh, that's right, because I just put a sell order out and I just waited. So I put my sell order out there and I just let them sit until they got filled, and they apparently got filled right in here. It still doesn't sound right. Yeah, it wasn't right. So I actually got filled at 12:55. So it looks like I sold them when it came back up. But I collected them through here. I put my sell order in, and I got filled in here. So I made a couple bucks there. SOS, my puts will probably have printed. I'm not great at long-term trading at this point, which is kind of unfortunate because it seems like most of my gains come from a little more patience. But that's okay. I will work on that. Next up, we've got the SPY. This is sad. So, I guess, saying it's sad isn't quite right. All right, so SPY hit all-time highs. Oh, this was the sad part. So SPY hit all-time highs, and I'm thinking, well, there's got to be a pullback, especially if you look at this spike. This is a pretty real spike for the market, for a big old tub, like the market, and so whenever the SPY hits all-time highs, I'm looking for puts or grabbing shares in SPXS. I did both. I saw this reversal, this shooting star with all this volume, and after it had been up, you know, so much after this giant push, I thought, well, there's got to be a pullback. This was a pretty good sign also that we were in kind of a selling phase, because all of this volume isn't moving these candles. And it takes a little while for the stock, for these giant things to turn around. Market cap's 336.75 billion. So it doesn't move like a penny stock. It doesn't flip on a dime. So you see these indicators combined with volume. High volume doesn't move. Volume doesn't move. All of this tells you, you know, that it's gonna, all this volume doesn't move. It's due for a pullback. And this was in my opinion, the trigger thing. This was the big thing. Low volume, that means they're testing for demand. They don't find demand, you can tell, because there's low volume, and so it turns around. So right around in here, I'm thinking, well, it's definitely, okay, not definitely, let's never use that term. I'm thinking it's gonna go below 379, like it's gonna pull back below 379. And lo and behold, it pulled, and I had an order in for a put, but I was not aggressive enough to take it at any price. And I was on the low end of the put range. And so I missed it. I didn't get filled, and SPY fell without me. But you can see it's got the support. Oh, okay, so it pops back up, and I grabbed 378 puts, and then it comes down real slow, and it holds this support level. And I was really surprised, because this is the first time in recent history that it's been this far up and maintained any sort of stability. You can see it gaps up here, dumps, it gaps up, dumps, but all of this is building support down here. You know, you've got this consolidation. This is kind of a weird, like, trend line consolidation, but I would say the structure of it is right in here. Without looking at my volume profile, it's a little harder to tell, but I would say the structure is in this 372 to 373 range. And then, of course, you got a little bit down here. But what I was saying is, anytime it's popped up, there hasn't been anything holding it up. And so when it popped up today, I thought, well, there's still nothing holding it up. Now it's built a little bit of structure. So it held this level. Proof in the investor's faith in the SPY. And I saw this doji. Wait, where was my first sign that it was done? Yeah, I think it was this high volume doji. And then, yes, this giant volume candle. And this is all selling volume, and it's just sitting there. Like, it does not budge. And I was like, oh snap, I better get out of there. So I did, I cut it, and it looks like that was a good decision, because she went for it. I did lose on that trade. I lost $3. So sad. VRAY. Again, I just wasn't on my game today. I did not feel right, and I was tired and not focused. But so I missed. This is this would have been the ideal target, second ideal target, and then I saw that it was low volume and it was kind of falling towards the low a day. Let's see, 1241. So it must have just been like a shot from the hip. Like I saw it was looking weak, breaking to lows. I grabbed a $6 put. It fell down. I sold it in here. And that's it. I did not, I mean, why VRAY, right? It's up at 52-week highs. It doesn't have very much structure. I was actually bullish on VRAY. It was on my watch because I thought that it was going to break out and keep going. But then it didn't, and I didn't react fast enough. But then it surprised me with its continued descent, and so I grabbed some dollars. I don't know what it's going to do. I think it'll probably come down some, but I'm okay with taking the predictable part of the move, you know? NXTD, son of a gun. Stocks like this are the reason I'm bearish. So NXTD is purported to be a crypto-related play, not a crypto play, but crypto-related. It's being pushed in the chats and on the Twitters as a crypto play. So it's hot sector. You got this pull, and then it tests the highs, and then pulls again, comes back up, and I believe, yeah, 201 is when I got in. So this was technically the breakout. There was a decent chunk of volume, but it just wasn't enough to keep her going. So I'm thinking she breaks 2. I didn't want to get in at this break because I knew that 2 was right ahead. That's a whole number. And I was expecting resistance. I wanted to make sure it could break above 2. So I get in right here at 201, and it pushes and fails. My stop was 190. My target was like 250. I thought that it could really push. I thought there'd be a decent squeeze. I guess there wasn't enough volume, so I should have thought a little bit more about how much volume there was. Anyway, 250 was my target. 190 was my stop. And why 190? Good question. Let's see. So at first my stop was down here, the bottom of this consolidation at 182. But then when it put in this candle here, because I knew there would be a pullback, and I figured that this candle would give me the resistance level or the support level that would be meaningful. You know, it pushes, breaks out, comes back down, wherever it holds, I think that's a meaningful number where it holds for at least 5 minutes. And these are 5-minute candles, so I'm thinking that's my stop, the bottom of that candle. So, 192, 193, 190. I thought 190 was reasonable. Keep it on top of this consolidation. So it blows through my stop and I didn't get a chance to sell, but do I panic? No, because this is a listed stock. So with listed stocks, they're choppy AF, and you can pretty much count on them to do a little bit of bouncing. And so I put in my sell order, and it came down, came back up, took me out of the trade, and then went on with its sinking. I thought about going bearish, but the only way I can really do that is by buying puts, and I didn't. The increments on NXTD are kind of weird. They're like $5 or $2.50, and I didn't want to. Whatever. Plus, I was bullish on the stock. I guess there's still a chance. It's holding above this consolidation. Kind of bitter now, though. We'll see what happens. And last but not least, I grabbed me some Sol puts. This one kind of hurts too. So I was actually bearish. Oh, hello. Bullish on Sol at this break, but I missed it. I was messing with something else at the time, and this was the sweet spot right here. So it was pre-market. Who knows what I was doing? But I was bullish. Ooh, I was bullish Sol. And then yesterday it had happy fun times in here. I became bearish momentarily because that's my proclivity. But I was watching Sol because it was on my watch list, and I noticed this higher low, which had this exact pattern had just taken me out of TLRY. And so I grabbed calls, but then I was kind of a B word, as I often am on the bullish side. And so I wound up cashing in somewhere like just above the breakout instead of waiting. But then using technical analysis, the rule for ascending triangles, which this is basically an ascending triangle. And the rule for ascending triangle is you take the resistance, subtract the support, and the difference is how high it should go if it breaks out. So resistance was, call it 17, support was, call it 16, so it should go to 18. It went up to 18, went a little higher than 18, and then I saw this selling frenzy here, and I grabbed a put, and I got paid. So then today, excuse me, let's just set this, okay. So today I'm looking for a reversal because I think that it's going to go lower. But as I said, I was kind of out of it, and I wasn't keen. Like, I was waiting for the most obvious sign possible. Like, I wanted it to slap me in the face and tell me it's time. And instead, I got an offering. So I was hard on myself about that for a little bit, because this doji, this upper wick, those could have been an indication that it was going to turn around. But I mean, if you listened here, it turned around, but it didn't dump. So how was I to know? And then there was an offering and it fell off. Boom. So right here in this area, I'm thinking 1750 calls for the bounce. And I didn't grab them. And then it went up, and I got calls, or I got a put in here. And I'm proud of myself because I didn't just hop in willy-nilly. I put in my buy order and I waited because the spread was ridiculous. It was like 140 by 185, and I was not going to pay 185, so I think I got it for 170, and I just waited. So I'm proud of that choice. I don't know, I think with everything going on and with the mania and everything, I might get screwed on that. I have very little resistance to help me out. But the next support level is down here in the 12s. So this range. So we'll see. I mean, if it's very clearly putting in a continuation, then I'm just going to have to eat the cost on that one. Not the whole cost, obviously. I'm going to cut it, but it's going to suck. So we'll see what happens. I don't like this ascending action after hours, but I kind of have hopes that that there's going to be more supply than demand. We'll see what happens. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.